up, beautiful souls? Shout out to Transcendence Mental Health. We are putting on monthly retreats. And for those people who might feel called to experience the multi-dimensional wisdom, unconditional love, and safety of their own soul in a retreat setting, we are facilitating what is called the Heart Protocol. For me, it's been a revolutionary experience which has catalyzed me onto my highest timeline. It has helped me remember who I am, and it has given me a mission upgrade. And we're seeing what Western science calls miracles quite often, but it's actually science. So if you feel called to experience the multidimensional wisdom, unconditional love, and safety of your own soul, we invite you to our next retreat. Check out www.transcendencementalhealth.com. Click begin your journey to book a 15-minute free exploratory call with one of our team members to see if you're a right fit for the Heart Protocol. Shout out to Practical Peptides. If you guys haven't heard about the magic of peptides, check it out. Personally, it's helping so many people, and we're seeing people who are on semaglutide are literally losing approximately 15% of their body weight in a safe way with peptides, which mimic the natural signals of the body. It helps improve insulin levels, helps your blood sugar, helps you lose weight. Also sometimes can help you decrease inflammation. But most importantly, what I'm seeing is a lot of the testimonials are saying it's boosting their self-esteem. And so if you feel called to experience peptides, one of my favorites sometimes I inject is NAD. So NAD is a new medicine which can help decrease brain inflammation, can help heal the gut. But most importantly, I like to use it to increase my energy at the beginning of the day. And one of our intentions is to help each and every single person have the tools necessary to live their best life. So check out www.practicalpeptides.com. We're going to continuously expand our offerings of peptides, and use code Dr. Lee for 10% off. Peace. On to the episode. Let's go.
What is good, beautiful, beautiful souls, sons and daughters of the Most High Living God? Welcome to another episode of the Spiritual Psychiatrist Podcast. Today, I want to delve into a topic, a subject, trigger alert potentially for some people. It's called the science of money and abundance. You see, everything is energy. Everything is energy, and all energy is conscious. And if it's conscious, it means that you can actually develop a relationship with it. You can communicate with it. You can charge it. You can speak to it. This is why Jesus said, if the people don't cry out, the stones and the rocks will cry out. Why? Because the stones are also energy, and it has consciousness. This frequency that some people call the Holy Spirit, if you want to call it E33 radiation, manifests itself into everything. So this consciousness pervades everything, including money. And make no mistake about it, the reason why I want to dive into this is because a lot of us have been programmed to believe in lack. And it's not your fault. When that sperm and that egg met, 7 to 11 generations of different types of karma, belief systems were passed on to you in your DNA. And so perhaps some of us grew up in families where we would watch our mom and our dad fight about money or belief in lack. And here's the thing. The belief in lack is the root cause of all suffering. The belief in lack. So as soon as somebody believes that the amount of money I have right now is not the amount of money that I'm supposed to have, what is right now shouldn't be. And that literally changes the perception, the belief into a frequency of lack. And the belief in lack is the root cause of all suffering. And make no mistake about it, this mission to create a new earth, this mission to create a better place for our children to live, it's going to require a lot of what people call love, heart energy, a lot of intellectual energy, and a lot of what people call money. Whether you like it or not, collective consciousness has decided that for the majority of people, the way to exchange energy is through what people have created to be called money. And it's an energy and it's conscious, and we can develop a relationship with it. And the belief in lack is the root cause of all suffering. And lack creates more lack. I'll repeat that. Lack creates more lack. If you do anything from the frequency of lack, I have to go to work to make money. I have to do this. That's lack. And especially that frequency, and I'm preaching to the choir, when we're pushing for something and we're like, I have to, already that pushing is implying a frequency of lack. It's like, I don't have it. And lack creates more lack. But the good news is that abundance is also a frequency. Anytime you want, we can tune in to the frequency of abundance. There is enough for everyone. You see, what people really want, it's not money. What people really want is freedom. To be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, with whoever they want. And my prayer is for the liberation of all sentient beings. And so this includes physical freedom, healthy, emotional freedom, happy, mental freedom, quiet mind, spiritual freedom, but also financial flexibility and freedom. Because whether we like it or not, we decided to be born into Earth. And when we decided to be born into Earth, we agreed to be part of a collective consciousness. And currently, the collective consciousness has decided that this form of energy exchange that the majority of people are currently using is called money. So I want to dive into this because I have a passion for each one of us to be free, financially free. And so I want to dive into the science of money and the science of abundance, and everything is energy. And right now we can literally switch into the frequency of abundance, because abundance creates more abundance. When we create something with the energetic flow of abundance, it will literally create more abundance, but lack creates more lack. So we get to change. I have to go to work. I have to do this, to I get to, I'm blessed to. And when we shift that frequency, it literally shifts the energy that's radiating from our heart 5 to 15 feet in all directions, and we attract what we are. So when we're in a spirit of abundance, when our physical, emotional, mental, financial, spiritual is all aligned together, that is the frequency of success. And before anything happens on the physical plane, before anything materializes on the 3D, it always happens in the metaphysical. So what you do not see cause thoughts, words, beliefs, attitudes. These are frequencies which the mind administers into our body, which literally the subconscious mind, our body is storing a record of all of our thoughts, words, beliefs, attitudes from this life and all the other ones. And some of us have inherited through our DNA a belief in lack. In fact, there's studies that show that generational wealth, right, when it's passed on, it will not last almost all of the time. By 3 generations, that wealth will be gone. So I have a good friend, Rich and Scott, who are creating a Legato family business plan to keep that from happening. Why? Because when we grow up in a state of lack, we have this push, this urge, and that's dopamine. It's like, let's go get it. Let's go get it. And so when someone is born wealthy already, they don't have that push or urge. They don't have that need. And so by 3 generations, that wealth is gone. And so this is the science of money. It's all connected: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, financial. So I want to dive into this. So it's important to develop a relationship with money in order to massively give. We have to be able to massively receive. But in order to be able to massively receive, we have to understand our worth. Our self-worth equals net worth. So when you're pouring into yourself and you're improving yourself and you're improving your self-worth, that is going to increase the ability to receive, because when you feel worthy, then you're worthy to receive. You're worthy to receive whatever it is. And it's a flow of energy. You receive, you give, you receive, you give. And that's the beautiful thing. And another secret is that money chases value. So the correct question to ask is not, how can I make money? How can I make money? How can I make money? It's, how can I add value to people? Because when you're adding value to people, the energy will flow back into you. It's a universal law. When you give something out of a spirit and a frequency of abundance, there's enough for everybody. Within 7 years, cause and effect, that energy is going to flow back to you in a cycle of consciousness. So that's why Jesus said it is better to give than to receive. But it's actually good to do both. As you massively give, increase your self-worth, your self-esteem. We are worthy of everything we desire, including financial freedom and financial wealth. And so the main thing that I always believe is that we are source, the source of all energy, the source of all wisdom, the source of all money, from which all things flow from, is you. You are who you've been looking for. And so I always say the first step is to develop a daily practice where you are connecting to your source, the source of all inspiration, right? And so in that early morning, when you're doing meditation or you're doing yoga, quiet the mind and the heart will speak. So that's why when you're for example, the creator of Amazon, I believe, Jeff Bezos or whatever, I heard a story that actually, it was when he was driving across country. And when you're driving, your brain falls into alpha brain waves. It stops thinking. And that's when he got the idea from his higher self, formed this company. And so right now, everything you need is inside of you, the source of all energy, the source of all money. And it's really important to develop a daily practice to connect to that part of you and to be able to receive from that part of you every single morning. And it doesn't matter what you want to do. If you get clear with the universe, for the liberation of all sentient beings, I want to build $1 billion company. Cool. I want to help 1 billion people, souls, liberate 1 billion souls. That's awesome. So you have to get that intention, and even that idea comes from your higher self. You can get it from someone else, but if that resonates with you, then you hold that intention. And intention is a magnetic frequency that exists between matter. I'll repeat that. Intention is a magnetic frequency that exists between matter. Your heart is a magnet. And Heart Math Institute can now measure 5 to 15 feet in all directions. There's a frequency that is radiating and oscillating. And so when you hold an intention, this is what I want to do. I want to help people with music, whatever your intention is. And you hold that intention every single morning and you get very clear with the universe. Write it down. This is what I want to do. And you hold that intention for the liberation of all sentient beings, fulfillment of the Emerald Coming. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to do. And you get really quiet and you start breathing. The mind will follow the breath, or the breath will follow the mind, and you quiet the mind. There's a thought, wrap it in awareness, let it go. There's a thought, wrap it in awareness, let it go. There's a thought, wrap it in awareness, let it go. And eventually you can return to the breath. And as you do that, the mind will quiet. And it'll create space. And there's an intention radiating 5 to 15 feet for the liberation of all sentient beings. And that, your heart is a magnet. It will, your higher self will literally drop in exactly what it is that you need. And your higher self has access to information beyond space or time. It knows exactly when you need to email that person. It knows exactly when you're supposed to file that LLC. It knows exactly. But the key is the doing comes from being. When you fall into alpha brainwaves, when you fall into complete trust in the universe, and when you come into that state, that frequency, not of lack, I'm not pushing, I'm not going, I'm not hustling, you can do that. But what you're doing when you do that is you're creating matter from matter. You're just on the 3D. And eventually, if you don't give up, yes, you might be able to get there, but it's going to take a long time because on the 3D, there's time. But if you get quiet and you learn how to breathe, and you come to one of our retreats, or you download that app, or you, whatever it is that you do to connect with your higher self, meditation, insight timer on your phone, 10,000 free meditations. When you get quiet and you hold a pure, steady intention, you'll know exactly you're not creating matter with matter from a place of, if you want to call it your soul, which is a carbon crystalline, less dense version of you, thoughts, words, beliefs, and attitudes. You're creating from that place. And as long as you hold that steady intention and you don't give up, you're going to get the right idea, the right book, the right nudge, the right relationship, the right business partner, the right whatever it is that you need to complete that intention will come to you in perfect, divine, right timing, harmony, and order. So abundance is a frequency that you can tune into at any time, and abundance creates more abundance. And so some of the most quote unquote successful people in the world, if you look at them and you look and study their lives, they have a gratitude practice. And so one of the practices that I really enjoy practicing these days is to imagine 3 circles, 3 overlapping circles, 1, 2, and on top 3 circles. And inside each circle, there's a word. One is abundance. And you can choose your 3. One is love. One is joy. And when I inhale, love, abundance, and joy, these 3 circles come together into one circle. And when that one circle forms together, it forms a frequency of all those 3 words combined. And as I exhale, I feel that frequency. And for me, that combined 3 circles, joy, love, and abundance, it's gratitude. Inhale, and those 3 circles come together right here. I imagine in my 8th chakra, point of 0 point of neutrality, and I feel it. And as I exhale, the in-breath and out-breath of God is surrounding me 5 to 15 feet with a frequency of gratitude, a radical attitude of gratitude. As soon as we feel gratitude, we connect with our higher self. As soon as we feel gratitude, We tell the universe, I'm thankful for what I have. I'm ready to receive more. And this is a science. Gratitude is a magnetic frequency which will attract more and more abundance. Gratitude is the key. If you're thankful for what you already have, the universe will give you more. And so you don't need anything to be grateful. It's a frequency that exists all the time. You can tune into this radio station all the time until you literally program every single 75 trillion cells to be in a state of consistent, constant gratitude, your subconscious mind. And so gratitude breathing is one of the most powerful tools to attract and shift into the frequency of abundance. And one of the practices that I've been doing lately, like you don't need anything external to feel grateful. I woke up this morning. You know how many souls are lined up trying to be a human being right now? Do you know what a miracle it is to be a human being right now, to be alive right now in one of the most greatest epic inflection points in humanity's history? That's something to be grateful for. A lot of souls actually last night transitioned. They didn't wake up. We did. And just for that fact alone, we can feel grateful. And when we start feeling grateful, it literally sends a magnetic frequency. Your heart is a magnet, 5 to 15 feet in all directions. And it's literally telling the universe, I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The most powerful mantra ever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's literally, your heart is a magnet. There's a frequency radiating 5 to 15 feet. And when you walk into that business room and you're radiating this frequency of gratitude, yes, and one person is walking in saying, I have to from a place of lack. Lack creates more lack. But when you're in a state of gratitude, that's probably the person who's going to get that raise that day. That's probably that person that's going to get that assignment that day, is when you're radiating a frequency of gratitude. It's science. It's a frequency that radiates 5 to 15 feet in all directions. And you can shift into this frequency anytime we want. And so developing a daily gratitude practice, whether that's literally writing out, like for example, for me, I'll think about my mom. And as soon as I think about my mom, man, the amount of love she's poured into me, the amount of prayer she's poured into me. And I just think about my mom and I shift, thank you for my mom. Wow. If I was born a billion times, I'd choose her sacred womb every single damn time. And I feel this gratitude. And then I think about my family. A lot of people don't have family. And they may not be perfect. Neither am I. But you could start feeling grateful. And I see my family in a circle holding hands. And I start feeling grateful for them. And if here's another secret. And what you appreciate will manifest in your hologram. I'll repeat that. What you appreciate will manifest in your hologram, in your life. What you do not appreciate will demanifest from your hologram. It will disappear. So what do we really appreciate? And we can develop a relationship with money. So when I can charge money with energy, happy money. I got this from this guy named, his name's Honda. I don't know his first name, Ken Honda or something like that. He talks about this concept of happy money. So in order to massively give, I have to massively receive. So when I receive money from adding value, right? Because I'm adding value, I'm helping people, I'm serving people, whatever creative gift you have, just by being you, do you, be you. And when you're doing that and you're helping other people with this intention of love, literally, some people will give you money. And when I receive that money, if my self-worth is high enough, my net worth will also increase. It's all connected. It's a flow of energy. And I receive it. And when I receive it, I say to the money, literally, thank you. But here's the key. Money energy has to flow. If you just hold it in your bank and don't do anything with it, don't do anything with, okay, cool. But energy that flows, just like a flowing river, when it's flowing, it's fresh, it's charged, it's good. And so just like that, when I receive it, cool, but I'm not attached to it. That's why Jesus said the love of money, not money is evil, but the love of money is the root of all evil. And when I'm not attached to it, thank you, money. And then guess what? Oh, this person is doing amazing work. I want to invest in this person. Thank you. And then when I release it, right, you can still maintain that relationship, that healthy spirit of abundance with the money. Thank you for visiting me. I'm going to release you now. I'm not attached to you. Flow and go bless this other person. And you can speak to the money. For every dollar I spend, I get $4 back. You create a relationship with it. It's a frequency. When I say, I release the money and I say, okay, go do some good over there. Next time you come around, bring your friends. And that's what Ken Honda says. Bring your friends next time. So how many of us, when we're spending money, are we actually happy to spend it and happy to direct that energy to where we want to consciously direct it? Because it's a relationship. If happy money, it flows in happy, thank you that I've received it, gratitude. I release you with appreciation, and what you appreciate will manifest in your hologram. Thank you. Next time, bring your friends. And I want to spend a little bit more time on this because a lot of people in the spiritual community, through generations and generations and generations, it's not your fault, have been programmed and believed, to think that poverty is somehow spiritual, that money is bad. No, it's not. Jesus said the love of money. And when you're like, I think he was talking about being attached to it, when your only goal is money, when you're trying to make money for money's sake. Okay, because then, yes. Because if you look at it, the people who are printing the money endlessly. And if you are attached to that, if you're in love with that, and that's all you want, you love money more than you love your own soul. You love money more than you love your mom. You love money more than you love your children. You love money more than you love your friends. Then if the people who are printing it and creating it, then you are literally in their scheme and their pawn, if that is your primary desire. So the love of money is the root of all evil, Jesus said. But he was talking about people who, and guess what? It doesn't matter. I've sat as a psychiatrist in LA, West Hollywood, and spoken to some of the most wealthiest people on the planet, and nothing can fill the hole. Doesn't matter how much money you make. If you're creating from lack will always create more lack. I need more. They could have $1 billion and they'll be thinking like, I need more. The need for greed leads to more need. And so right now, it's just true. It's the truth. It's a frequency. If you're chasing money, you'll always feel lack because you're chasing. And you can have all the world. What does a man gain if he gains the whole world? $1 billion, whatever, everything you want, but loses his own soul because there's a hole that only the soul can fill. And the belief in lack is the root cause of all suffering. Right now, the truth will set you free. And the truth is that you are abundant. You are the abundance. Everything you need is inside of you, including your soul. And there's a hole that only the soul can satisfy. And true success is not $1 billion in the bank. Success is when you are in purpose, on purpose, with purpose, doing what you love with who you love for love. That is true success, when the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, financial, soul is all aligned. So literally, the soul is sending ideas and frequency into the mind. The mind is administering that frequency. The emotions is feeling that frequency, and the physical is then manifesting and materializing and radiating that hologram in a frequency of abundance, because the spirit and the oversoul and the soul is abundant. Nature is abundant. We are nature. And so aligning to the soul of spirit and frequency of abundance can literally shift right now into a frequency of abundance where I'm not attached to anything because I am everything. And then you shift into the spirit of gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as soon as you do that, you're telling the universe, I'm grateful for what I have. I'm aligned to my spirit and I'm ready to receive more. And the universe will literally continuously send more and more and more. So it's really important to deprogram any belief in lack. And it's not anyone's fault. A lot of us watched, society and were programmed from our parents or intergenerational to believe in lack, but there is no lack. We are the abundance, and it's a frequency which we can tune into at any time. And that if you're chasing money, if you're chasing anything, it implies lack. When you're pushing for something, I need this, I have to get this. Just that act alone, and we've all been there, that frequency where we're chasing, we're trying to get. That's creating matter on matter on matter, and it's lack. And that lack is leading to a black hole, literally. It'll never be filled. It's a vast space of emptiness. No matter how much you achieve or receive, there'll always be a lack. But you can shift that into a spirit and a frequency of abundance right now. Joy, love, abundance coming together into one circle. On the inhale, exhale, imagine, see, visualize a frequency of abundance. There is enough for everybody, radiating 5 to 15 feet in all directions. And that frequency, hard as a magnet, it will attract that back into my field. And so developing a daily gratitude practice, whether it's making a list of the things you're grateful for, or, some people even go to the point, and I would encourage each one of us to do this, every 2 hours, just set an alarm. Every 2 hours, set an alarm and gratitude alarm, and shift right then. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am abundance. I am abundant. Take 3 slow, deep breaths of abundance into your heart. All of my goals, needs, and desires are met instantaneously. And those words and that feeling is literally creating a reality. And it will literally create opportunities for you. And I created a 21-day abundance meditation to reprogram the subconscious mind. It's a 15-minute meditation every single morning. That's done with your eye mask on and your earbuds on, your headphone on. And if you listen to that 30 days in a row, you just start setting a gratitude alarm, writing in a gratitude journal, but feeling and having a daily gratitude practice will literally start magnetizing to you opportunities. But the truth about it is abundance is not money. Abundance is a frequency. And Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. So I'm going to break that down, the science behind that statement. There are 7 heavens, lower heavens, and 7 upper heavens in this 15 universal dimensional time matrix. Okay? And Jesus called the Father's house of many mansions. So dimensions 1, 2, 3, okay, that's heaven number 1, which is what we see. Okay. Heaven number 2 is dimension 4, 5, and 6, which is a carbon crystalline, less dense version of you existing right now. It's in the potential intron DNA scientists used to call jump. The 7th, 8th, 9th stranded DNA is heaven number 3, or dimension 7, 8, and 9, the oversoul, pure crystalline matrix. New Agers are calling your crystal body. Jesus came from the Sananda oversoul family. 10th, 11th, 12th is the avatar inner Christ, pure liquid light version of you existing right now. So that's heaven number 4. So lower heaven, number 4. And so Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. Things implies matter, money. But when you make your one and only pure desire to merge with your soul, your oversoul, okay, you're starting to create from the kingdom of heaven. And remember, I said before anything happens on the physical plane, it happens in the metaphysical. Your words, your thoughts, your beliefs, it's the cause. It becomes your effect, what we see, matter, these things. And so there's this beautiful prayer that I say on the 12-strand DNA course. It's called Invocation of the Deity. And I worked with this for 30 days. I said this prayer, encrypted it into my DNA. And what it says is, my one and only pure desire is eternal at one with original eternal source consciousness field and its divine eternal truth and divine eternal splendor. So I was seeking first the kingdom from the metaphysical, at one with all, unattached to anything. And I started encrypting that with every word that I speak. It's literally encrypting. The words are encrypting on my potential DNA. And the more I spoke it, the more this truth would radiate from my frequency. Well, guess what? When you seek first the kingdom of heaven, all these things shall be added unto you. So what started happening in my hologram, every other lesser desire manifested and materialized in perfect divine right timing, harmony, and order. Oh, I needed this for my next step in my business. Boom, done, right on time. Oh, I needed this role filled in my business. Boom, done, right on time. Oh, I needed a payment processor. Okay, boom, 3-4 options here. Boom, right? It's the universe starts sending you because you're creating not from matter on matter, pushing lack. I have to. But you're creating from a place, a spirit, because when you get to a certain frequency in your soul, there is no lack. It's all one. It's at one. And when you're connecting with that part of you consistently, regularly, from there will flow the right idea. From there will flow the right relationship. From there will flow. And literally your higher self, your spirit guides, I'm telling you, this is the truth. Your spirit guides can literally communicate with all 8 billion souls on the planet to see if there's a right match for what you need right now. When you're in a state of at one with all, unattached to anything. That's why Jesus said it can send literally everything you need right on time. Seek ye first the kingdom, your soul, heaven number 2, your oversoul, heaven number 3, and create from that place. And anything that happens in physics, what we see 3D, always happens in metaphysics, what we do not see first. And when we're connecting to that part of us and radiating a spirit of gratitude and abundance, and we're consistently, and whether you're setting a gratitude alarm every 2 hours, develop a gratitude practice, it will literally send it into you in perfect divine right timing, harmony, and order. All these things will be added unto you. And this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza is also teaching. Don't create matter with matter, but from what is it, wave, then it becomes a particle. Because when you're at one with all, when you're meditating, thought, awareness, let it go, thought, awareness, let it go, thought, awareness, let it go. And then eventually when you become nothing, no one, nowhere, no time, you literally become at one with all, everywhere, all of time, when you're just nothing, but you're everything at the same time. And the longer you stay in that space, and here's the key, when you feel gratitude in advance, it catalyzes it to happen on the physical plane. I'll repeat that. When you feel gratitude in advance, it catalyzes it to happen on the physical plane. So I'll tell you a story about this. Like, I don't know if it was Greg Braden or someone was telling the story of, like, there was a land, I don't know if it was Arizona or some desert land where they didn't get rain for a long time. And I'm probably butchering the story, but you take the essence of it. And so he had a native friend, indigenous friend of the earth. Indigenous means of the earth. And he's talking to Greg, or they're like, yo, let's go pray for rain. Because if we don't get rain, the land and the people are going to, it's not going to be good for the area because there was a drought. And so they went out to go pray, and Greg got us like his warrior prayer mode. I'm gonna pray, 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 right? Mode on, getting ready for like a prayer vigil or whatever it is. And he says like they just got to the place, and his native friend took his shoes off and he went out and he like put his feet in the earth. He just sat there for like not too long. And Greg was getting ready to go pray, do an all night prayer mode, whatever. And pretty soon, like his friend just like comes back to him and says, "Okay, it's done. Let's go." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And the next day it started to rain. And, Greg asked his native friend, "What did you do, man?" It's like, "Yeah, I put my feet on the earth. I visualized it pouring rain. I saw it. But most importantly, I felt it. And as soon as I felt it, I knew it was already done." And that's what all of these ancient scriptures say. Jesus said it, when you pray, believe that it's already done, and it will be done. Pray as if it's already done. Feel gratitude in advance, intentional gratitude alarm 6 times a day. And so, and you are co-creating your reality. So if you get clear with the universe, whatever it is you want, and you write it down as if it's already done, we've liberated 1 billion souls. We've created a healing sanctuary. We've done whatever it is you want to do, and you feel gratitude in advance. Here's the key. You have it in consciousness. You have it in frequency before you have it in form. If you continue to feel that gratitude, it will happen and materialize and catalyze in form. You have it in consciousness before you have it in form. And this is why so many times in life, for example, I've written things down with the universe, and I've gotten clear what I want. And oftentimes it'll happen. And yeah, there's some times where like I find myself where I'm chasing, I'm pushing for it and whatever, and I'm creating matter with matter. And then I shift into gratitude and abundance. And that's when I let go. A lot of these things will start happening. And so that's why, like, when you actually receive what it is you were asking for, actually, you don't even feel that elevated or that low or anything like that, because you already felt like you already had it. Not too high, not too low. And that's the power and the frequency of feeling grateful in advance. And these days, for me, what I'm super grateful for, my mom, a lot of these things, a lot of these people that I have in my life, super grateful. So blessed. Way up. But I'm also just tuning into feeling grateful. The more I learn about Source, the character of Source. Whoa. Man, the more I learn about Source consciousness field, the layers on layers on layers of intelligence, layers on layers of wisdom, the layers on layers of protection, the layers on layers of love. Man, that's usually why I feel grateful for the never-ending, eternal, conscious nature of Almighty Living Creator Source. Unending, everlasting love. And it develops so many different quantum morphogenetic physics principles that guarantee and ensure that justice is always being formed through the laws of quantum physics. Intelligently designed, 10 out of 10, you a dime. And I feel this gratitude. Wow, Source. Thank you. And here's the thing about Source. When you feel grateful just because Source, it's Source, your Source, I'm Source, we're Source, and for the character of Source, it takes that gratitude and it will send 2 times back. It's science. It's going to actually send, multiply. It's going to multiply. When you feel grateful for Source, the character of Source is to send double back. And that's why in the parable that Jesus spoke about, there's a parable of the talents, right? The people who were given talents, Some people took the talents and they hid it in under the earth. They were scared. They were like, I'm just going to store my money. I'm not going to do anything with my money. I'm like, it's a spirit of lack. And those people who took their talents, they multiplied their talents, they developed their talents, they let their energy flow, and they worked with their talent. They invested their talent. And when the master came back, he took he said, what did you do? You didn't do anything. He took that from the people and he gave it to the people who were multiplying, letting the energy flow. And so that it's really important to feel gratitude and to take what you already have, to feel grateful. Everybody is given according to, what they chose to receive, and to feel grateful for what you already have. And when you do that and you feel grateful to source, it will multiply it 2 times back. And that's why Jesus said tenfold in this lifetime, but 100-fold in the life to come. You see, energy carries over from lifetime to lifetime, because if you really think about it, there's no time. Time is simultaneous. There's only consciousness moving through different densities. So what we're experiencing in this lifetime is exactly the energy of what we've created through this lifetime and simultaneous lifetimes. And so we step out of victim mode. I've created this reality. Thank you. Everything is a lesson, a blessing, an opportunity to grow. And we can shift right now through the next conscious breath into the frequency of gratitude and abundance. And abundance creates more abundance. And when you feel grateful for source, it sends out a magnetic frequency 5 to 15 feet in all directions. And literally all these things shall be added unto you. You have it in consciousness before you have it in form. But here's the key. You can get very clear with source. This is what I want. This is what I want. Sure, it's not bad to have things. It's beautiful as long as you're not attached to it. It's like cool. Like that's fun. That's cool. Whoa, that's awesome. Oh, I love that car. Amazing. But the key is, once you feel that gratitude in the early morning, you're having this gratitude, and sometimes it takes 5 minutes to get there. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes to get there. Jesus called it the Father's heart, connecting to the Father's heart. Dr. Joe calls it becoming at one with all, unattached to anything, right? Where you become nothing, no one, nowhere, no time, everywhere, all of time. And then as soon as you get there, and you can get there, take a breath of gratitude in, and then you just think about whatever it is you want to manifest and materialize in this hologram. Thank you. Liberation of all sentient beings. Whatever it is you want for that healing center. Thank you. And when you feel that gratitude, you feel as if it's already done. Like the native indigenous saw the rain already coming down. He believed that it was already done. And here's the key though. After you feel it and you bathe in it for as long as you can, you have to let it go. Because you believe it's already done. What you seek is seeking you. We attract what we are. And you have to come back into your day after the meditation and you let it go. Because if you don't let it go, you're attached to it. And if you're attached to it, the universe can't send all these other things in because you're attached to this one timeline, this one idea. Perhaps the universe is going to send even something better. And so the key is, after you feel gratitude and you see, feel, and visualize it as already done, thank you, thank you, thank you. You appreciate it, then you let it go. At one with all, unattached to anything. And I really want to just kind of bring this back into the practical sense. So developing a daily gratitude practice, tuning into the frequency of abundance, getting clear with the universe what you want, so you can even script your family life. What do you really want? Write it down, bring it to the 3D. When you write it in words, you're bringing it to the 3D, and you're saying, my family is thriving. We are healthy. We are wealthy. We develop the spirit of love, whatever. Write it down exactly. Be specific with what you want and feel grateful for it in advance, and read it, 3-4 times a week. In your career, what do you really want? Get clear about it. Write about it. And then feel gratitude in advance, and then read it 3 times a week. Because what you appreciate, what you read, what you speak, metaphysical words, thoughts, beliefs, is what manifests in your hologram. And with it, when you get serious about like, this is what I really want, and you do it with love, I promise you the universe is, and you hold that intention, remember a frequency 5 to 15 feet in all directions, the universe is going to send exactly what you need, the right teacher, the right speaker, the right podcast, the right book, the right business partner, whatever it is you need in perfect divine right timing, harmony, and order, as long as you're consistent with it and you appreciate it. But, now I want to talk about like true abundance though. Yeah. So like this mission is going to require a lot of love, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of what people have called money. So money is not bad. Develop a relationship with money. When you receive it, say thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you let it go and you let it flow, say thank you. I release you. Next time, bring your friends. Next time, come back with more. It's happy money, right? It's happy money, charged money with happiness, with abundance, feeling that frequency. Every dollar I spend, I get $4 back, right? And letting that energy flow. But true abundance is not money, because when you leave this earth suit, this beautiful avatar, human body, you can't take your money with you. You can't take your car with you. You can't take your things with you. But I'll tell you what you can take is your relationships. So investing in people, investing in relationships, meaningful relationships, is true abundance. And what do I mean by that practically? Let's just say that my bank account gets hacked tonight and they drain all my money. The government, whatever, takes it all. Guess what? I have like 100 people on my phone. Hey, brother. Hey, sister. How are you? Sure, come on over. You got a place to stay. You got food on your table. You got a roof over your shoulder. That's true abundance. Relationships, meaningful relationships. And that's something that I'm really realizing the older I get. It's like, invest in meaningful relationships. True abundance. And also, when you leave this earth suit, you can't take your money, but guess what you can take is what you learn, your spiritual wisdom that you learn. And so investing in learning spiritual wisdom, about the never-ending universal principles of quantum morphogenetic physics, the universal principles that hold this universe together. Love is the cohesive power of the universe. And learning more about whatever your spiritual tradition is, the deeper you go into that, you can actually take the wisdom you gain about source in this lifetime. You can take that with you when you leave. Your consciousness will retain that. And also you can take who you become, your character. And so when difficulties come, actually the testing of your faith, those difficult times, develops perseverance. Don't give up. Don't ever, ever, ever give up. Winston Churchill. The testing of your faith develops perseverance, and perseverance develops character, and character is who we become. And when we leave this earth suit, we can take who we become, our character, with us. So true abundance is who you become in the process of this beautiful, amazing dance of life. The relationships that we form and the spiritual wisdom that we obtain. And so that is true abundance. And the universe is always working for you, not against you. And so I want to end with a story. I was just completed a retreat. And by the way, these retreats are getting more and more, for me, I don't even know how to describe it, like powerful, life-changing, and for me, rewarding. Yes, I pour into the retreat. Yes, I pray into the retreat. Yes, Nicole, man, plans so much, and so much energy and love goes into this retreat. But like afterwards, man, the feeling that I had was this feeling of abundance, this feeling of love, this feeling of, man, and service is the end path of all spiritual paths. Even when you make money, it's all about like, how can I serve other people? How can I make the world a better place? if you're on the spiritual path, if you're in a frequency of abundance, what you have done unto the least of them, you have done unto me. How can I utilize my creative gifts to serve other people, to make other people more happy, more, to make the world a more beautiful place? And that's really it. And so after this last retreat, we just had monthly retreats we're having in Florida, man, I had this feeling of abundance, this feeling, man, meaningful relationships were formed. I loved that I poured in love into this, and I was feeding the love. And we hopped into an Uber. We're on our way to the airport, and the Uber driver tells us a story. The Uber driver told us a story, and I want to share it with you. I'm probably going to butcher it, but it was something like this. He was talking about like two friends, back in the day, when there was railroads and they were building railroads, went to go work for the railroad. And they worked together, and they were working hard, and they were friends. And one of them advanced. And like 20 years later, the railroad company, 20 years later, the president of the railroad company is on the way. So the whole railroad crew is getting ready and everything like that to welcome the president of the crew. And the president of the crew walks in, and the one guy who's working on the railroad says to him, "Hey man, what's up? Like, let's have lunch." And so one guy remained a railroad worker while one guy became the president of the entire railroad. And they asked the question, like, "Hey man, did you guys start together? What happened? What happened? How did one guy end up just continuously working for the railroad and another guy become the president?" And this was his answer. "Oh, when I went to work for $4.50. But when the president went to work, he started at the same place, started from the stars, now we're here. He went to work asking the question, how can I improve this company? How can I make this company better?" And remember, that intention was radiating 5 to 15 feet from his heart. The spirit of frequency of service, of wanting to make the world better. And one person, because they were only working for money, stayed. But because of that intention of wanting to improve, wanting to help the company or help Earth or whatever your intention is, opportunities kept coming to this other guy until he eventually became the president of the entire company. And that's the power of your sacred why. It's not about what. It's about why, your sacred why. Why am I going to work? And there's another story. These two mates doing the same exact job. They were janitorial work, cleaning the bathrooms. And they did a scientific study, where one maid would go to work and another maid would go to work, and they would ask questions like, "Oh, why are you going to work?" And one maid, her attitude was, "I have to pay the bills. I have to feed the family. I have to." A spirit of lack, and lack creates more lack. And the other lady was like, I get to create a beautiful, clean space for these people to come in to. And I get to provide for my family because of the work that I do. And when you measure these people's neurochemistry, their neurotransmitters, the science is going to show actually exactly that. And so really what it comes down to is your sacred why. Two people can do the exact same thing, but if their intention, their sacred why is what matters. Do it for the love. And so you'll see people like Gary Vee, you'll see people like super successful, have a lot of money, but actually when you really look at it, they're not attached to the outcome. They're doing it for the love of the game, the love of the business, the love, and eventually the love of bringing people together. And it's that frequency of love, whatever you decide to do, whether it's writing a book, whether it's creating a healing center, it's that frequency when you do it with the intention of love. And love is the cohesive power of the universe. Literally, love is the connective force, love. And so when that railroad guy was going in, how can I make this place a better railroad and improve the company. It was doing it for the love, and love is what connects. That's what connected him to the opportunity to improve to the next step, to become the next step, and eventually connected him to become the president, because it was a frequency of love and a spirit of wanting to do it out of a spirit of love. And no matter how much you go around and do this, the love is what also connects your mental body, your ego, to your emotional body, to your physical body. It's the cohesive power of the universe, what connects my cells together, my atoms together, my family together. The universe is held together by the spirit of love. And when that is radiating from your heart, seek ye first the kingdom, your higher self, all these things shall be added unto you. And there's a hole that only the soul can fill. And the soul by nature is a spirit, a frequency of abundance, a frequency of there's enough for everyone, a frequency of we, not I. Replace the I in illness with we, and illness becomes wellness. Illness, inflammation, cancer is when a cell has got the message that it's alone, that it's competing, that there's limited resources, that there's lack. And when you continuously have that spirit of frequency of thoughts, words, attitudes that sends that frequency to that cell, it literally gets into a mode of inflammation, lack. It thinks that it needs to survive. And because it thinks it needs to survive, it continuously starts replicating itself over and over and again and becomes cancer, inflammation. It's the greatest epidemic on this planet right now is loneliness. People feeling a lack of connection. People are dying for a starvation of love. And love is the cohesive power of the universe. It's what connects everything together. So when we change I in illness to we, when two hearts collide, when there's a sincere connection between two hearts for 20 seconds, it starts releasing oxytocin, which starts signaling to serotonin, which tells that I'm content, I'm abundant. It's a frequency which comes from a frequency of connection. But first, in order to love someone else, to connect with someone else, we have to first connect with ourself. And as we connect with our higher self, our soul, whether it's through the 12-strand DNA program, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through breath work, we quiet the mind, and the ego is part of the mental body. The soul, the fourth, fifth, and sixth stranded DNA, which Freud called the superconscious mind, starts sending, it literally stores your purpose, your superconscious mind, your fourth, fifth, and sixth stranded DNA, your soul. There's a reason why you came to Earth. It starts sending that signal into your brain, and your brain, when your mind is quiet, it's not attached to an outcome. The mind administers that frequency into the emotional body, into the physical body, and the cells get the message that I am connected to everything, because the spirit or the soul, the oversoul, is literally at one with all, unattached to anything. It's literally one with everything. We are all one, and it gets that signal, and it starts radiating into the physical body, the subconscious body, subconscious mind. It's in the body. It stores that frequency, and the longer you stay there in the early morning, it's going to get that frequency, and you're going to start your day with the spirit of abundance, we, not I, and literally that frequency is going to radiate 5 to 15 feet in all directions. And when you walk into that boardroom, that the CEO of that company is going to feel that frequency and give you that promotion. Because this person is not about just himself. He's here to help the company. We. And it all starts. And the more you spend time with that, the more you're going to connect, because it's like it's connected. The vertical, and the more you love yourself, the more you can love other people. And then the more you spend time in that space, the self-value, the self-worth, it naturally starts integrating the ego, the epigenetic overlay, which literally is the chemical sheet that surrounds the cells, the DNA. And literally as the soul starts more and more sending signals in, it's going to start naturally integrating the ego into the mission. So the ego becomes a servant of the soul, and literally you become in purpose, on purpose, with purpose, because your superconscious mind, which Freud called it, your soul, is sending that signal into your body, and you're going to start radiating a frequency of abundance, of love, I'm connected to my soul, oversoul, and I'm connected to everything. We are all one. And then it becomes what you have done unto the least of them, you have done unto me. And so when you do something good, because you're in a spirit of abundance, you give that money to that person who needs it. You provide a nice act of kindness for that person because you're in a spirit of abundance, not lack. Abundance creates more abundance. And within a 7-year cycle of consciousness, all these things shall be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom, your soul, your oversoul, and all these things shall be added unto you. It's a science. And so develop this relationship with money. It's not bad. Don't be attached to it, but be grateful and feel abundance before. Thank you. When it comes in, thank you, money. Thank you. Thank you. And when you release it, thank you. Next time, bring your friends. Let's have a party because we're here to create the new earth. And to create the new earth, it's going to be beautiful. Think in the spirit of unlimited abundance, amazing architecture, amazing art, amazing, beautiful, lush gardens, amazing Jedi academies. And in order to create all this, we're going to need what people have collectively called energy, called money. And money is not bad. So I encourage each one of us to start developing this spirit and relationship with money of thank you, thank you, thank you, a spirit of gratitude, a spirit of appreciation for what it is and for what it does. And eventually, because what it's really trying to do is to create the spirit of freedom, physical freedom, emotional freedom, mental freedom, and financial freedom and spiritual freedom all combined together so you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, because the truth is that we are free, we are free, we are free. Freedom is our birthright. We have come, we have come, we have come. We are here, we are here, we are here. I know who we are in truth. I know how we serve in truth. We are free, we are free, we are free. So I pray right now over each one of us. If you're tuning in, I invite you to tune in with me into the spirit, the frequency of abundance. Imagine, see, and visualize with me New Earth healing centers popping up, healing homes popping up with a spirit so beautiful, abundant food, a spirit of abundance where we're sharing, we're receiving, we're giving, we're creating together. And eventually a new decentralized system is being created. A monetary energy exchange form of a decentralized system is being created. But right now I want to just kind of pray over each and every single person who is listening to this podcast, wherever they may be. Avalanches of God's abundance, joy, money, meaningful relationships is pouring, flooding, and circulating in every single one of our lives. Breathe it in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All of our goals, needs, and desires are met instantaneously by divine infinite intelligence. For we are one with God, and God is one with all. Breathe in gratitude 3 times into your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm thankful for you. Thank you for being born. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being you. Love, light, peace, and truth to all sentient beings. Take a look inside and you will find you are who you've been looking for the whole time. New Earth, let's go. Peace.